Later this week, the Religious Studies Project are hosting a workshop at Edinburgh University as part of their Innovative Learning Week initiative, which is a week dedicated to shaking up the way that things are taught. So instead of having classes, it's all interactive and visits, and part of this is our presentation, which is not only innovative in the way that we're doing it, but it's about an innovative learning project, right? So it was thought that it was a good match. Anyway, for various reasons beyond our control, Chris isn't able to attend, and I'll be hosting it myself. But he wanted to be involved, and we wanted him to be involved, so we thought maybe a little video introduction would be the way to do that. And then we thought, hey, if we're recording a video for Innovative Learning Week, it'd be great to put it on the website so you guys can see what we're like, and we get a chance to explain what the Religious Studies Project, what our motivations for doing it and what it's about, are our hopes, our dreams, our aspirations for the project are. So I think I've said everything I need to, and I'm going to pass you over to Chris.
The Religious Studies Project was formed basically after a little chat in the pub. David and I just got together. We didn't really know each other at this point, but we'd sort of got to the stage where we were both working in a department, had a lot of mutual friends, and thought maybe we should actually get together and have a pint. And over the course of the pint, the topic of podcasts came up, and we thought perhaps that would be a good idea to do for religious studies. And that was about, I think, April-May last year, sort of April-May 2011, and then suddenly, come September, we were at the British Association for the Study of Religions conference, and we were recording interviews, and then January we went live. We both listened to a lot of podcasts and thought it'd be a really effective way of disseminating material about religious studies, both for undergraduate students as a sort of useful revision tool if they've heard about these topics. Maybe they've had classes on it already and they just want to brush up on it before an essay or an exam. If they've never heard about it and they just want to fill gaps in their knowledge, perhaps they've got a class coming up that week and the lecturer thought, hey, let's tell them about this podcast. They can listen to it beforehand and come in with a bit more preparation. And having heard a world-class academic talking about the subject, it's a way of bringing world-class academics sort of into your living room, as it were. And the great thing about podcasts is that you can listen to it anywhere, whilst you're doing the dishes, whilst you're walking to uni, walking the dog, taking your kids out. Except you should never listen to podcasts when you're walking with your children, because that's really bad. But it's a really good way of sort of using dead time and getting some knowledge whilst you're doing it. And we also thought we're both really passionate about religious studies. Just look at the media, you can see that religion is a really hot topic, but even more than that, religious studies looks into so many other fascinating things. I'm not going to go into it now, because listen to the podcast and you'll find out about it. We're really passionate about it. Also be a really good resource for non-academics, whether it might be religious practitioners or people who are just interested in religious studies. We both think that religious studies has a lot to say, and that there's a lot of people out there who'll be interested in it. And the amount of times the topic of religion comes up in the pub, if you can provide people with a nice, short, succinct way to get really good information, why not take it? So that's sort of what we were aiming to do. We're aiming to get leading scholars to come and talk about really interesting, cutting-edge research that's going on in the study of religion. That could be religious studies or any other discipline that's looking at religion. But importantly, there are some things that we weren't seeking to do with this. One thing is we aren't pushing a religious or non-religious agenda. Now, because a lot of people think of religious studies, they'll think it's to do with people who are religious, studying religion for its own sake. We're not doing that. We're also not pushing a non-religious agenda. We're well aware, as you'll hear throughout the podcasts, religious studies is well aware that agendas creep in right throughout. We're well aware that our questionings, or that even the people that we're selecting to interview, might reflect a bit of our own personal interests in things, but we're really consciously aware of agendas, and we're not trying to push anything like that. We're also not wanting to present fact files about world religions, to do programs about Islam or Christianity or Judaism and look at things like sacrifice within these or whatever, because that's been done many a time. You can look in libraries, you can get hundreds of textbooks on breaking down the specifics of religious traditions. We're not about that. We also don't particularly agree with the world religions paradigm, but we're probably going to have an interview on that in the coming months, so wait for that too. And the other thing that we don't want to do is become a boring place for scholars to wax lyrical about their own research projects and sell their books. Obviously, scholars are going to do that. They're going to talk about their own research because that's what they're familiar with. But we wanted to keep things short, keep it to 30 minutes. It's a nice short time, enough time to get into it, but it's not people going on. And we're not going to get bogged down into the specifics of research, which, even if you're an academic actively engaged in the study of religion, when people get into the depths, the minutiae of their research projects, you can quickly switch off. So we're wanting to avoid all that. Just to finish this really brief introduction, I just want to talk about ways that you can help us. Please just tell people about us. At the moment, things are spiraling. We're getting more and more hits. But if you can tell people on Facebook, Twitter, send them an email. There's basically a template email on the website. We've got posters on the website. If you could put these up anywhere, whether it's a university, staff room, your place of worship or whatever, if you can do that, that'd be fantastic. We really want people to participate in discussion. We are presenting you with scholars' views. We're also commissioning responses every week, but these are just examples of how you can respond to the material, and we want to become a hub where people can engage in discussion. So either on Facebook, Twitter, or on the website. And basically, finally, if you can just tell us what you think. We've conceived of this idea, we've started talking about it with academics. Even since we've started, we've made a number of changes, and there's a number of new ideas that are sort of in the pipeline. But if there's things that we're doing that you like, let us know. We like hearing what we're doing well. But also, if there's things that you don't like that we're doing, let us know about that too. We'll try and change. Or if you've got suggestions for future interviews, future topics, or new ways that we could be presenting things like recording videos and things like that, just let us know. But for now, for those of you in Edinburgh at Innovative Learning Week, I hope the rest of the session goes well, and thanks for indulging me with my video. And for everyone else, thanks for taking an interest in the Religious Studies project. We'll hope to have some more videos for you at some point soon. Thank you for taking an interest. Bye.